GBA All Access Roadshow. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of GBA All Access Roadshow. Recently traveled down to Xenia, Ohio to talk to Mark and Brandy about the Brandy Hoskins Basketball Academy and their Legends Hoskins basketball program. Jeff, great day talking basketball on the court.
Yeah, it was awesome. Brandy's a great friend, been around forever. Mark is involved as well and does a great job coming on board a few years ago. And they just continue to grow year to year. And we're excited to have them part of the GBA family.
So make sure you check out all of our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, along with our YouTube page, GBA Basketball, for all of our complete videos and highlights.
And if you want to be on the GBA All Access Roadshow with your program, get a hold of us. We'll come to you. We'll set it up. Enjoy this podcast, and we'll see you soon on the court. Welcome, GBA Nation, to the GBA Roadshow. We're in Xenia with Mark and Brandy, some familiar faces of the GBA. We're going to talk about some hoops. Going to talk about some training. Going to talk about some teams. Going to talk a little bit about everything and about what they got going coming up this fall, winter, and then into the springtime, and get ready for GBA season. How we doing?
Good. How
Brandy?
you doing?
Doing good. How we doing, Mark?
I'm doing great.
Good. It's great to be here in Xenia. A few hour drive for us, but we made it here in a cold day, and we're ready to talk hoops.
Okay.
So fill us in, Brandy, a little bit on basically on you as a person first. The GBA Nation knows who you are, knows you played at Ohio State, from Dayton.
Okay.
Kind of give us a little bit of background on you first, and then we'll talk about what you're getting into.
Background on me. I'm from Dayton, Ohio. Like you said, I played basketball since I was 8 or 9 years old. I always loved it. I went to Chaminade Julienne, played there. Really good team. Ended up going to Ohio State, played there, started off 4 years, ended up getting drafted to the WBA, and I played professional overseas for like 8 or 9 years. Just love basketball, love being around it.
Yeah, GBA Nation loves you.
Thank you. I love them too.
Back when you was a little younger, we worked the courts a little bit, had you
Yes.
on the courts working.
Absolutely.
Did a great job.
Thank you.
Spoke at the GBA Nationals several times.
Yes.
And so what's going on now with your career? What are you into?
What's going on now for me is life after playing basketball, which is training basketball. And Mark had told me a couple months ago, it's not just training, it's like developing kids. Like our biggest part in training is like making sure they're mentally tough, making sure they're able to push through and stuff. So my goal right now is just getting kids to realize like life's gonna get hard, push through, work hard. Every time we get kids in training, our goal is to make sure they leave better people and better players learning something. So just pushing kids to be their best at all. Like one of the quotes we use is going pro at life. Because, I mean, how many people actually get to make it pro in sports, but you can be a pro person, being kind, being humble, working hard, helping others and stuff. That's our biggest message, is being a pro at life.
And that's why we love you here. We love your passion. We love what you do. And, it's amazing. Every time we've been doing this 21 years just for girls basketball only, and started the GBA back in 2003. And, there was a lot more girls playing then than what are playing now. So that's an issue. Yeah. Then every time on the internet and I'm checking the social media, I see you guys doing training sessions, which is totally awesome.
Yes.
How's it going? How is your training from when you started to where you're at now? And how can we get the rest of the state involved in doing the training and stuff that you guys are doing here in Dayton and grow the game of girls basketball again?
Okay. From where I started with training, I remember calling people to see if they would come and train with me, to now where Mark sends me a schedule every Sunday and lets me know my training schedule. So it's definitely changed for me as far as training. Being able to do it full time, like this is really what I do full time. So it's definitely a blessing. Got new kids coming every week or whatever. So it's a blessing to be able to do what you love, because I actually love training. Like I think I like the aspect more of being able to talk to kids and being able to tell them like this is possible. Because a lot of times you can tell kids, oh, you can do whatever you put your mind to, but when they are able to be in front of a person that made it happen, I think I enjoy that part. Like, I know you can make it because I made it. I always tell kids, I don't care about how tall you are, how fast you are. It's all about your heart. Like, my parents instilled that in me as a kid. Like, you gonna work hard to get it. If you want it, you're gonna work hard to get it. That's how you're gonna get it. And what was your second question?
What's your training sessions like now? I mean, how many? I looked a couple times and I seen 50 kids in the gym, 60 kids in the gym, 70 kids in the gym. That's awesome. You don't see that very often now. And how does it continue to grow? I mean, you just.
Well, Mark does a great job of advertising. You look on Facebook, I think that's his whole Facebook about training clinics, academies, and stuff like that. And I don't know, I think once word gets out that it's like when the kids come in, they working. So it's not like anything we're just sitting around just talking. And like we were working and we're getting kids better. And I think the message we give to kids makes more and more parents want to tell other people to come. Like, so it's a great environment to be in, and it's a great setting for your kids to learn and get better.
Right, and then with the expansion, and I guess we'll go to Mark and see how is the turnout, Mark, and what all are you doing training wise? What are you setting up in different areas of Dayton? Kind of fill us in a little bit.
Yeah, I think with the training, it's a couple things. One, we're always looking to expand our programming. So we have so much to offer, whether it's group training, individual training, our Dr. Dish shooting hours that we host, camps, mini camps, clinics. So we're always looking to find different ways to expand programming. And also our footprint. You know, we're in Xenia, we're in downtown Dayton, we're in Miamisburg, we're down in Cincinnati. So we're looking to expand our footprint. We get asked all the time, hey, when are you coming back down to Cincinnati? Can you come up to Columbus? So for us, it's about expanding our programming, but also expanding our footprint. And I think the reason why we're able to do that, it goes back to what Brandy does with the kids. It's incredible skill development. She doesn't give herself enough credit for how she develops kids, mentally, physically. So when kids leave the gym, their jump shot's a little better, they got better handles,
Absolutely.
But they're also leaving with a mentality that they can compete and they can win. And that does go beyond just basketball. So I think that's why parents see the value and the kids see the value, which is why we're able to expand our footprint and expand the programming and get such great turnouts.
Yeah, and I think we don't talk about that enough, but the coaching and the training, who does that is key. And because they could either turn a kid away at a young age that maybe could be a great basketball player, and just didn't like the coach, or it was a teacher or somebody else that maybe doesn't have the training that they need to work with the kids. Basically, we want to get more kids involved and more girls playing basketball and loving the game, and then they're going to work that much harder, I think.
Yeah, I think who kids and parents surround themselves is really important. Within our Brandy Hoskins Basketball Academy, we have some awesome trainers, awesome mentors, and along with Brandy's guidance, I think that sets us apart too. It's, you want your kids. I know me personally, I have a 14-year-old. I want her around great role models.
Correct.
That's more important to me than
100%.
than everything else. So we're able to do that with the girls, and also with the boys side. We train boys as well. So I think parents see a lot of value in what we do, just helping develop them as people.
Yeah, that's a great point. So it's not just if you're a great player for training, you need to get out there. If you're trying to make the team, if you didn't make the team last year and you want to make the team, you'll take any kid to train, correct?
Yeah, as long as they want to work. Like that's my biggest thing. Like, I don't care if it's a beginner, advanced, or how this kid is 6 foot or this kid is 4 foot. If they want to work, come on. Like, because I just believe in, if kids want to work, like, why would I punish them for not being 6 foot or not being advanced?
Exactly,
like,
and
no,
that's what we want.
Put in the work, I'm here.
Yeah, and that's the reason we started the GBA, to get as many kids involved in girls basketball as possible. So now tell us a little bit about the boys. You have some boys? You're training some boys?
Yeah, right now, I've been training some boys since I started or whatever, and it's starting to grow or whatever, and Mark is doing open gyms or whatever for guys, because possibly looking to dive into that side. But yeah, the guys, they come, they compete, and I always tell the guys, we're not going easy against the girls. Girls, we not like playing soccer, it's the guys. Everybody in the gym is competing. Everybody out here healthy, so it's not girl versus boys. Everybody in the gym compete. Go as hard as you can. The next person should not be able to leave and say they worked harder than you. That's the only thing you can control. You can't control whether the shot gonna go in, whether this person gonna get past you, but you can control how hard you work. So girls and boys, we competing against each other. We're competing.
That's awesome, and I love your enthusiasm. You're always excited.
Thanks.
You're always excited. So, talking about the expansion and continuing to grow and everything, with all your training that you guys do, turned into and then that's comes to, I guess, why we're here is some of the teams
Yeah.
and the continued growth of your teams that you started to play in the spring season for the exposure world and the GBA world and AAU world and some of that. So I guess, Mark, that's where you jump in and talk a little bit about the expansion. What a great job you guys are doing here in the Dayton area.
No, I appreciate you having us, and for us, I think it was just the natural next step. We've been able to accumulate a lot of great kids within the training side of things, and we also feel there's a void, I think, from the select side with girls basketball. We're not just about practice a couple days a week and go to tournaments. We put a lot of resources to development and growth, and we're fortunate the Basketball Academy develops and trains our girls within our program. Last year we had 13 teams. This year we'll pace to have 20 teams, probably have more than that. And I think what sets us apart is our ability to really build a solid foundation. But we have structure. So we have a plan for the kids, whether it's gym time, whether it's shooting clinics, training, development. So we are able to, I think, develop the girls from wherever they are in their basketball skill and grow them. And so we have teams for all levels. We have select teams that are going to travel with girls with aspirations playing basketball, so we put them in the right spots. We have girls who are just picking up basketball maybe for the first time. We have opportunities for them. We got girls maybe they've been playing for a couple of years that are pretty good, but want to continue to grow and be in a competitive environment. So we literally have a program or a team for each girl. But just like Brandy's talking, we put a lot of emphasis behind developing kids. I don't know if there's another program out there that will do more than what we do. I think there's some phenomenal programs that do some great stuff as well. But every year we're looking to find ways to improve, get better, give more back to our kids, add more value to our kids.
And that's what it's all about, and I think that's why you are successful. And like I said, we need to get the rest of the state jumping on board. And I'm not saying anything. There's programs around that does a great job.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
A lot of programs do a great job around
Absolutely.
the state. We just got to get more of them. We want them more and especially develop them to younger kids and getting the love and the passion back. This is the passion of us. Running. This is what I've done for 20 years.
Yeah.
So we want to continue to grow that, continue to get back and get kids in the gym. That's what it's all about. And it's a learning experience and not just basketball. 100%. So,
and I talked about this. It's a lot of the programs will have one or two really great kids, and then there's a drop off. And I think in order to grow girls basketball, one, it has to start at an early age. Two, there has to be an outlet regardless of what your skill is. And it's a competitive world out there with other sports. So if we can get girls younger and actually give them the structure to develop, there's a lot of development that can happen from second, third grade to fourth to fifth to sixth. And then what you'll see is girls basketball as a whole will grow, and not just a select few that will be able to benefit from I think spring and summer.
Absolutely, and girls develop at different stages,
Right.
and somebody
Absolutely.
maybe that in 5th and 6th grade isn't as good. By the time they're 8th and 9th grade, they may be better,
Yes.
a lot better, and
Yes.
they'll pass some kids. So it's
I
just
agree.
keeping them into sport and keeping them working hard, I think, and being around the right people,
Yeah.
and the right programs is what we need to do. So that's great. Talk about some of your coaches, where they're from, and then maybe some of your players as well, and how far do you reach? And
Yeah, great question. For me, I mentioned this before, who we surround the girls with is really important to me. We're selective with who we bring on board, and I can honestly say we'll have 20 teams, and at this point we'll have 20 awesome coaches. These are individuals that are passionate, they care about kids' development, they know basketball. We provide resources for our coaches as well. So just like we want to develop the kids, we'll do coaches clinics for our coaches, because a lot of our coaches have aspirations to maybe run a varsity program. And so we're fortunate to have some awesome coaches from third grade all the way through high school. Our players, we have players that come from Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton, Indiana. So they come from all around to participate with what we do. And that's why what we do is we take things very seriously. We know that parents are going to pay some money. They're going to sacrifice time to drive their kids from Cincinnati up for a practice in Dayton, or maybe go down to Louisville or go to Columbus for a tournament. We want to make sure what we give them is value, and that they can leave the end of the season thinking like, hey, we wish this season could go longer, and when does next spring roll around? So great kids, great families, awesome coaches, phenomenal trainer to help lead that development side of things. So I think we're in a good spot, and we're going to keep trying to find ways to grow and expand our footprint and make our program better.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the podcast. Keep following us for more great information on the Roadshow and the All Access program and much more.
Make sure you like this video, share this video, and continue to follow us on all of our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube page. Take care. God bless.
GBA squad, GBA nation. We ballin' any location.